And then I'm also working on a couple of other ideas. Eventually, I'm going to teach you guys how to publish a mobile application, okay, on Android and on iPhone. So first, let's get this. I'm also working on a couple other ideas. You have my voice? Somebody. Eventually, I'm going to teach you guys how. That's weird. I hear my own voice. Okay, good. So first thing is first, let me ask Fatima's question about the images. Before I do that, I'm going to go ahead, put my phone on mute. So just for a test, everybody can hear me? Everybody okay with the sound? What about the visual? Everybody good? Good. All right. So I'm going to put my microphone closer to me, and then we can go ahead and start it. So let me share my screen, guys. Oh, Mr. Aga just joined. Very good. Very good. Everybody's recording, except Mr. Aga. So we're going to have to send him once we're done. Welcome, Mr. Aga.
Assalamu alaikum, Almayer.
Yeah, wa alaikum assalam. Good.
Yeah.
Amma shotta. Sho'rz amakingiz привет dedimi? Bugun boshqa so'rashadi dedi. Okay guys, qarang, bo'lmasa nima qilamiz? Ishlarimiz juda ham ko'p. So keling biz sizlar bilan hozir Laravelda o'sha biz qolgan joyimizni nima qilamiz? Birinchi avvalda I'm going to answer Fatima's question. How do I save or how do I add a new image in my Laravel framework? That is an excellent question. So let's go ahead and address that. So first thing I do is I open my PHP Storm and click on open. And then we need to find the directory ooze or ooze directory. And that is interesting. Where is that? Did we delete that? Oh, wait a second. I'm in my ITDO. That's why. I'm in my ITDO. I have so many folders in here. So let's go ahead and open it up. This window. Okay, wonderful. Let's close that. And so let me see where I'm going to add a picture. So first thing is first. I open up my XAMPP start and also MySQL. So I'm going to need both of them, okay? I'm going to need both of them. Very good. So, and that is awesome. Now, let's open up a new tab, which is on the browser. We're going to say what? Directory, and then categories. The next thing we're going to do, today we wanted to do work on the add side, right? You guys remember this? Right? That's what we wanted to do? Okay. So let's say that I need to add some type of image here, right? Some type of image, for example. And let me do that right now. User site. So let's figure out what it is. So this is add side. First thing I'm going to do, let's say if you get confused or you kind of forgot, right? It's been a while since you worked on the project, and sometimes you tend to forget. It's just part of the human nature, right? Or sometimes you might take over unfinished project you just inherit basically from other developers, and you're not familiar with the code. So what you do, number one rule is go back to the basically a route. So that's a web.php inside of a route. So you find this add side, right? So add side, and that's right here. There are two of them. And what we need right here is the get one. So, okay, sites controller, add site. And then you're going to come back here. You close this. And add site right there. And then it's calling the blade add site. And we know where the blades are. It is in resources and views, and it's called add site. Wonderful. So and then I'll minimize this, slowly open back up, and as you can see, it is right in here. I have no idea what's going on here. So if you want to format this better, you can go back code and reformat code. Look at that. It's very nice. And let's say that I'm going to put image here, some type of image, right? Fatima, this is your original question. So how do I put image without copying the image, like copy image URL, right? So let me open up add site image, click on image here. I don't know, icon or maybe something like that. Add site. Add site. If you don't find in the within the first page, I would suggest you change your keyword. All right, then keep looking. Just say submit site button, and somewhere we will find something. Okay, and how about we try text? Okay, submit site. It looks like we might as well like create something. I don't know, but for now, I will just pick something. How about add to directory? We do something like that. I'm almost ready to accept anything at this point. You know, we still don't have anything. So I think this one is kind of a more likely I want to go with. Do you see that? Okay, let's do that then. I'll just keep go back to tools, color, and I'm gonna go transparent because I don't want any background. And I'm probably gonna copy this guy, but there's a background back there. I just don't like. Maybe this guy. No, this one has a background. Okay, this one is fine. All right. So then I'm gonna copy this, right? Instead of copy image address, now I'm gonna do this save image as. And when I do that, I can go straight to either downloads, or I can go straight to what I want to save, which is XAMPP htdocs, and that is a directory and a public. And then there's IMG. If you don't have IMG, I want you to go ahead, create new and folder. It's called IMG. And then you can just open it up, and then you can just say add site icon or something. Okay. Now what you do, how you hook it up. So in order to hook it up, there's a slash. That means it's the root level. So root level, and you say IMG, then you can say slash add site. Was that add site? Let me just double check on that. So go back to the public, IMG, add site altogether. Add site altogether. And that is icon.png. All right, now let's go ahead and refresh that. Let's see what happens. Okay, that showed up there. So what we're gonna do, now we can just say, hey, and I'm gonna work on the CSS side. So open up the CSS. It's not opening for some reason. I'm trying to open this. Okay. It doesn't. We can just open it up here. Add site. So what I do, I'll just give them a class. Let's say class add site icon or something. I just call this the way it is. That's no problem, right? It's totally up to you. And then you say dot. Let's make this width 60 pixel, and you can see it's gonna get smaller. Oh, wait a second. Oh, that is small. Okay. And what we do with this, I will wrap it up with a div. So that way I can control the position where I want that image to appear. It could be in the middle, it could be whatever. So instead of probably giving the class to image, how about we give to parent element, which is a div, and the div basically give me more control. More control. So you'll see what I'm talking about. So that's a serious. Okay, so I got this div, and I have an image inside of a div. Then what I do, I'll come back here. I will say text align, and we'll just put the center and say add site underscore icon. And I'm gonna make that image as small as 60 pixel wide. So img, and then we can say width, it's going to be 60 pixel. Now that should be in the middle with the center, okay? So what that means, now I can put my image here. I can move this add site next to, how do we do that? Come back here. I probably just, I don't know, we can just remove this or put this somewhere here. And so both of them has to be display. Let's find the display here. Yep. And then we can just say display in block. I'll just copy the same thing. Image here. And let's try this, see what happens there. Okay. We can make this smaller if you want to. Let's do the smaller. So you want eyeballing, that's fine. If not, you can use this element. Scroll down. Something like that. Just an example only, right? So that's a 25, 26 pixel wide. Let's put a 25. And let's remove this font family. That's kind of distracting. And probably, if we can make this a black color, I think that's going to match dark color. Something like that. It's kind of a darkish, right? Okay, everybody watching, everybody good, right? Any other questions so far? Does it make sense? Fatima? It wasn't very difficult, right?
No.
So all you did was you saved the image as a PNG, as a GIF, as a GIF, as a JPEG, as a JPEG, all three right in here in public directory, and make sure you have a img folder inside. And then to call that, all you have to do is just put the /img. You don't need to do public, because public already means is the root level. Public already means is the root level, okay? Good. So that's pretty much it. Should we continue? All right, last time we were adding a new site. Is that correct? We're adding a new site. Now let's continue. Let's pick up where we left off. Now let's say that I'm entering something and we have this thumbnail, keyword, some type, and then we're gonna put the, let's see, google.com, click add. This already registered. So let's go ahead and fix that as well. So what I want to do is I want to, instead of saying here, this site is already registered, how about we're going to send them back to the form, and somewhere here, we'll tell them, sorry, this page already exists. How do we do that? So the first thing is first, I'm going to go back here and then go to form. See the form right there? And that form is basically going back to itself. If you go to web, it's all it's doing is it's the same thing, except it's using the post. Look at the same thing, and then it's using the add post site method. So go back here, add post site method. All we're doing is we are returning. So I'm going to go back to Laravel, and then we just say return with errors. Now you're going to come back here. We are using, let's just check which version we are using. So we say PHP artisan -- version. And that's 8.1 version. So that's the latest one right here. That's the latest one in the market for the upload available, okay? So what we can do is you can just either do this or you can, if you have the validation. If not, then I'll show you guys as well. There we go. Now I'm gonna go ahead to copy this guy, and then right in here, we'll just say back, okay? Back. Now return redirect back. It's going back with success. So now we're going to say message, and the message will say, sorry, this site already exists in our directory, right? So we're just basically saying, hey, this already exists. Let me just check. Wait a second, what are we doing here? And then it's not the one. Just go back here, just double check. Why am I? Oh, okay. So I think it failed adding your site. Where are we checking? Oh, we're checking right here. Sorry, we're checking right here, and also, which is fine. So now all I have to do is just copy this guy, and then we copy this guy. Okay, get rid of that. So as you can see, it's finding the duplicate. If there is a duplicate record found, it's basically sending back to the form. It's basically saying, sorry, this site already exists in our directory. If not, sometimes for other technical difficulties, or could be any problems with the database, it goes back with the message saying it failed adding your site. Please try again. Please try again. Okay. Otherwise, it's sent them to a user site so that we can see a list of all the sites that we added. Now, what do we do the other side now? We can do a couple of things. If you go to the Laravel documentation, you can get that documentation by going to laravel.com and click on the documentation. And then there is a plate. And then click on this. So there you go. That's a plate right there. Let's see. And let's check. All right, so let's see. With error, can you do that with error? With error message. Let me just double check. It's error message. All right, that's good. Okay. What I'm looking for is the blade portion. So it's been a while since I worked on 8.1. 5.8 is fine, but then 8 is a little different. So I guess we can use this one right here. So come back, copy the message, and go back to the add site. And then let's say that we are going to throw error message right over here. So diff, we say class, and then say alert. Alert, we say danger, because there is a problem, right? So let me just double check. All right, we want to display the error message right over here if there's a problem. Does that make sense? Right here. And to do that, let's say paste in here. Actually, I already have that. I already have that in here. So it's going to be not info, it'll be danger. And that's a message. We want MSG. Now refresh. Good. Let's try see if there is a duplicate item. So google.com and add. Okay, my TDU. Sending is back, but for some reason it's not opening up. I'm sorry, that's supposed to be a message. My bad. So let's try again. Oh, that's google.com. There we go. Good. So now we fixed that issue. So that means that anytime there's a problem, if you remember, it was showing in the like a blank page where it said, hey, sorry, this page or this site already exists in our directory. Instead of doing that, it's basically send you back to form. How nice. It's easy, convenient, right? So now you can say, now here's a big problem. Or it's not even a problem, it's just a matter of convenience. Sometimes some people, they enter something, and then all of a sudden they find out that the site they entered already exists. and then they lost. They basically loses all information. Like site name, thumbnail. I entered it from someplace, and then all of a sudden I'm losing it. So how do I keep that? Let's make sure that we keep that information when you come back. Okay. Only time we want to delete that is when you successfully add the site. And to do that, let's start with this guy first. What the hell happened here? Sorry about that. My PHP storm just crap out. And that's what it does. Mr. Windows. Oh boy, am I surprised. Okay, let's open back up again. Go back to right here. And then what I'm going to do is, first thing is first, the value right here. And then what I'm going to do right here, you say pump, pump, pump twice. That's a curly, curly, curly. That's for Laravel's kind of a PHP tag, basically. And then you say, I believe it's old, yes. And then you're going to come back with what? You're going to say name. You can actually mention something like a default too. So let's try that one. So I'm going to try. If that works, then we're going to apply to the rest of them. I'm going to have to look for here. So how do we find, I believe it's old. Right here. And that's exactly what I'm looking for. Old. With input. I did correct. I said old. Username. Do I have username? That's for name, right? That's a name and that's a name. Okay. Now, what is it exactly we're sending? That's it. So this is what we need to send back with input. And that's what we're trying to do. So we're going to come back to site controller. And let's say that right over here, you're going to have to say with input. And then you just have to put that object-oriented arrow. And we're going to do the same thing for this. Beautiful. With input. Let's try that. I think this is going to fix. My TDU. And then we put the google.com and add. Yes, and it kept it. Good. So now all I have to do is go back and then just copy this guy. If you don't have a value, you might as well just copy value. And then either inside or it doesn't matter, somewhere. Now this one is going to be URL. Good. Now this one is going to be inside right here. Oops, sorry. That would be like that. Okay. And this one's going to be what? Description. Okay. Description. And then you're only going to come back here and do the same thing with keywords. And just have to come back. And then we're going to call this keywords. Okay. And so site URL also needs one. So you can come back. And what are you going to call this? URL. I'm sorry. Do we have two URLs here? I believe we have two URLs. Oh, right here. So this is not supposed to be URL. This is supposed to be thumbnail. Okay. Now, what else? We have this. Now, let's try this now. Look. Boom. It's keeping, right? We're not losing it. We'll come back and we're losing. Look, watch this. I'm going to come back and I'm going to say my TDU. And then something, 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 something going on here, something, something. And then we say google.com. Now watch. And I'm keeping my information. I'm not losing it. So now I know, okay, so I can just say, instead of google.com, it'll be johntoshmato.com. So now I can go ahead, add, boom. How beautiful is that? It's already taken me to the next page. And it's all about paying attention to the detail. That's all about. Just paying attention to detail. Take your time. Just don't rush, okay? So this is a very delicate matter. There's a lot of people, clients, and everyone's counting on you, because the more pay attention is better. All right, so let's go ahead and delete this. We've seen it before. Delete. Boom. Let's go ahead and delete that as well, because without assigning in a category or subcategory, we should not be able to publish it, right? It's just one of the requirements. So I'm going to delete or unpublish all these. Okay, so we'll unpublish it. We're gonna have to also put an edit button. Do we need that? We have to edit, right? Somehow we should be able to delete this or edit this. So how do we do this? We're gonna have to put edit button here. That is user_sites. So go back and let's just see. User sites, where is that? User_sites, right here. And then we have these buttons, active, publish. If it is active, it doesn't matter if it's active or not, we should have a button. It's called, just put this dark for now, and we're gonna say edit, right? So it's gonna be edit. And I'm not sure why I put the 0 there. Was there a reason? Was there a reason that I put? Oh yeah, but for the edit, so we don't need that one here. And then you can just copy this portion right here, and then put it right there. So edit. Now if I refresh it, look at that. So now we have edit button. So if I click on edit, I don't have that right now because we haven't created yet. And that's what we're gonna create, edit button. Okay. So if you publish, it's gonna turn to the different color. That way we can tell. Today I'm gonna teach you guys how to edit and plus how to sort. We can sort them like, hey, I wanna see all the active ones on top. And also I wanna see all the inactive ones on the bottom, or vice versa. So depending on which one you wanna see. Or maybe you don't wanna see the inactive ones at all. Maybe you don't wanna see them. Or you wanna see only inactive ones, and you don't care about the active ones. You see what I'm saying? Or you want to see both. So you got to give them options. The clients like to have all kinds of options, because some clients are very meticulous. They're very, very particular about the requirements. They're like, hey, I want to be able to do this. I want to be able to do that. So unfortunately, and that's why BRDs are for business requirement documents. And we're going to talk about that later. Okay, so let's do the edit now. So what are we going to do with the edit? We know when I click on add, it's almost the same. It's going to fill out the same thing, except we say edit site. Exactly the same. It's going to be edit site. Now watch what's going to happen. I'm going to come back to the web. Everything starts from the web again. Okay, and so that add site right here, all I have to do is just duplicate this. And then what we're going to say, edit site. And then this one also is going to be edit site. That's it. And then how we're going to do this, let's go ahead, pass the ID here. And this one will be site_ID. Site_ID. Because I want to pass the ID here. I need to be able to pass the ID. Okay. So that's very good. And then next thing we're going to come back is I'm going to create edit site. What is my edit site? It's right here. Edit site. Okay. Edit site. Okay. Edit site. That's a method inside of a site controller. So I'm going to come back. Let's go ahead and close this. Open back up slowly. And add site. All I have to do is just duplicate it. And then I'm going to remove the prefix, edit site. And then I'm gonna accept the ID. First, I'm gonna get the request, and then I'm gonna say site ID. If it's empty, then we're gonna go ahead and put this null, I guess. No. Now, next thing I want to do is site ID. I'm gonna convert that. It's you guys know the typecasting and type juggling, right? So we're gonna use the typecasting. So I'm gonna convert this to integer in case if they enter something else. And then site ID, integer, and then we can say site ID. Wonderful. Just in case if they end up creating some bad stuff. Let me just go ahead and do that. Site ID. And this is what I'm talking about. I'll show you. So go back. So edit. As you can see, we don't have the edit. Let me just see. So we don't say edit. What we do is we're gonna say edit site. So now we refresh. Click on edit. Now look at this. Edit site 18. So what about if I enter some script or some letters? Then I'm going to convert to 0. So it doesn't matter. I'm going to convert. What about if I say true? Doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter. Boom. That means I'm not accepting anything else but the numbers. It has to be numbers. It has to be numbers. Pause a second. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Okay. Makes sense, right? Now what we're going to do, we just did basically a validation on site ID. So I'm kind of feeling much better about that. All I have to do now is just get that particular site ID information just pulled up. So how do we do that? And watch this. So all I have to do is just create a new variable. We'll just say site, and we'll say find. And now I can confidently, I can just pull the data. If it doesn't exist, look what's going to happen. If it doesn't exist, we just say site. Then we can just redirect them to, you know what it is, return. Where is my, where is my add site? Just give me a second. All right, we're just gonna grab this guy right here, and then we'll just say, sorry, I mean, we don't have that ID. We don't have that ID, yeah? So we're just gonna come back here. We can actually come back with the error message. So give me a second, let me copy one of those error messages that we have right here. So we will just copy this whole thing. And then I'll come back here. Instead of doing the back, we'll just grab this guy. Does that make sense? And then remove this. We don't need the input because I really don't care about input. What I need is this message. And then we're gonna say, sorry. So you can use a double if you want. You can just say, sorry, site, site ID if you want to do it like that. And then say $sign site ID does not exist. Okay, so now we can just get rid of that. Okay, so if you want to edit something, and which is fine if that exists, if it doesn't exist, it's going to come back and say, sorry, this doesn't exist. Otherwise, what we're going to say, woohoo. We will, or we can just say, now you will be able to edit your site. Okay, good. Let's give it a try now. Now I'm going to come back here and go back, and refresh. Let's say if I click on edit, woohoo, now you'll be able to edit. So let's say if I want to enter some numbers that it doesn't exist, boom, it's going to send me back to you. But then all I have to do is just put that error message. Now watch. It's that easy. It's beautiful. So go back and then just grab this guy right here. And where is my user site? And then somewhere you have to figure it out where you want to put it. I think I'm going to put it right above here. Message is fine. Now watch this. Edit. Let's enter some numbers and boom. Guess what? The site 4560 does not exist. Look at that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah. Like if I click on this, it does exist. It's fine. But then you end up changing something. 99999, which we don't have it. And guess what? Sorry, the site 999 doesn't exist. Or it's not yours. We have to do that. Eventually, we're going to do the roles and privileges because now imagine you're on the Facebook. I have to look like this way because camera is that way. So imagine you're on the Facebook and you're trying to edit or you're trying to delete somebody, your picture, your own picture, right? Their profile picture. And then you go in there, you open it up, and you're trying to delete it. What happens if you end up deleting your friends or somebody else's picture? Would that be a possibility? No. Well, we're not going to let that happen, right? I mean, that's what the roles and privileges is for. Otherwise, it'll be like invading of privacy, and that defeats the purpose. So, what basically roles and privileges, what it means is I'm the user, and I belong to the certain roles. I have certain roles. I'm an admin. I am account manager. I'm just a regular user. I am just whatever guest, right? And then every roles have their own privileges, like permissions. Like what kind of permissions? For example, let's say anybody comes to your website, are they going to be able to like add some new stuff? Probably not. But can you read it? Yes. Certain content, like certain content. Let's say in this page, can everybody can see it? No, because I don't want. Let me open my pen and pencil here. Let's say let's pick the correct color. Can they see this? No, I want only the owner of the site, only of the user. Where's my user here? Somewhere here. So let me go ahead and refresh this again. Let's say, who is this guy? We know who this guy is, right? This guy. You know what the user ID is. I use the John Touch method, right? So that person who logged in right now, currently, this all site belong to him. Imagine like you log into the bank account and then you start seeing. Sorry, my kids just visiting me right now. So you guys going to park? Yeah. Oh, wonderful. All right. Kazam, I love you, and I'll see you shortly, okay? Let me finish my class. I love you so much. Bye-bye. Bye, Salika. Bye-bye. Suraki, no, I feel. Bye-bye. All right. All right, guys. My little ones. Little Harvard students coming. So what I was saying, imagine you log into the bank account and then all of a sudden you start seeing other people's balance. You logged in, all of a sudden one night you are a millionaire. It's like, oh my God, I have so much money. Or like if you're a millionaire, all of a sudden you don't have money anymore. That would be a disaster. Wouldn't it be? Right? That would be a disaster. And the same thing here. Imagine like you're on a train, you're supposed to take the B train to Manhattan, and then all of a sudden everything's messed up. Like B's start going to where Q is going, and Q is going to Queens, and all of a sudden now you start seeing as L line, as C line, as like everything's messed up. So in order to prevent all that chaos, mayhem, what we get to do, we have to build our organization. We have to build an order, and that's how we build it. We have the hierarchy. Like everything is like a tree, right? Everything is like hierarchy. It's like this is the top level, root level, and then you have this like a branches, and then you have this like a tree, and then leaves and all that stuff. And then if you're root level, then that means you can do pretty much everything. As you go down on hierarchy, then your ability to do something, it kind of diminishes or it gets limited. So, and then that's what's going on here. So when I click on edit, now all I have to do, guys, we will come back to roles and privileges. I will. I promise. We will come back, and I'll address that separate class. So for now, let's not kill our momentum, and then let's just keep going with editing and sorting today, and then we'll answer. I'll be able to answer all of your questions you may have. So where was I? Basically, I was right here, site controller. All I need to do is just create a view. And then what we're going to say here, we're going to say edit, site. Is that it? Edit site. Do I need anything else? Yes, I do. I need to pass this information, correct? That's right. Right here. Now, I'm going to come back here. Add site. Do you see this add site? It's easy. All you have to do is just copy this guy. Copy this guy, and then put him right in the view, and then say paste. And then I'm gonna come back, say edit. So you're gonna love this thing. So now, edit site. You open it up. Instead of old name, what we can do, we don't need to do the old. Now we can come back and we can just say $, site name. You see that? And then you can just copy this and replace all of those old ones because they're not old anymore. They're coming from straight database, right? So this is what, thumbnail. And then you're gonna copy this again. And replace it with the rest of the stuff. Description. That's a keyword. You know what? You're supposed to not leave any spaces here. And that's going to show up there. Then we can just say, what is it? Keywords. Keywords. And we'll continue until we finish this. And luckily, we don't have a whole lot. So we'll say URL. And that's about it. You know what? I might as well fix this over here too because I accidentally left some spaces here. Look, and that's why they're kind of looking funky. All right, what else? And also, right here as well. So let's go ahead and finish it up, make it nice. Okay, now don't forget to click on reformat code. That looks nice. It's doing it automatically. I don't know why, but that's okay. All right, going back to the edit site. Where is my edit site? Right here. And I think we're good to go now, guys. Watch. So let's go ahead, algorithm. I'm going to click on edit. Okay, so basically saying variable site does not exist. Okay, let's see why. Why not, right? Site, there's a problem right there. That's a rookie mistake, guys. Because they don't accept the variable, you put the name of the variable. And now, if you come back and click on edit, what? Look at that. It's done this. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness, look at that. Yeah. So now you can basically, you are able to edit. So what I'm going to come back in, edit side, we'll just say, instead of edit, what we're going to say, edit. Edit site, £, you can just put £, and then boom, boom, $, site. You can put the ID if you want to, of course. And that's what I'm talking about, 18. If you want to put the title, that's fine. Otherwise, you already have the title here, and blah, 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 blah. Okay, so far so good. Now we should put like a back button or something. And instead of add, what are we going to say? Edit. Oh, update, I'm sorry. Update. Good, good, good. And then we're going to come back to the form. We will have the same thing. Where is it? Site control. We just go back to the web. And do you see this add site right here? All I have to do is just boom. And then we're going to say edit. In this case, we're going to say it's not an edit. Is that edit? Yeah, edit site, sorry. We can just copy this guy. We're going to come back here. We can do a couple of things. We can say update site, okay? And then here is going to be update. So edit one thing, it's two different things. Editing is you are editing. Updating is like now you're ready after update or edit. Now you're ready to update your database. That's two different things. Although it means the same thing. It's like, hey, are you editing? Are you updating? It's the same thing, but it makes difference when it comes to distinguishing like with the routes. Like the routes, you have to tell, hey, are you editing? That means you are displaying the forms and you about to edit. But when you publish or like when you say, I want to submit my form, then we're going to send it to update. Okay. So update site ID. All I have to do is just make sure I put the post here and site controller update site. You guys know already that I have to create copy this. And then I'm going to say update site method here. The same thing, I'm going to leave there the way it is. Okay, I'm going to leave it the way it is. Now we're going to do a couple of things. Instead of doing the site ID by controller, which is fine. So that is fine, so it does not exist. And somewhere here, let's go ahead and return. You are about to update the site, and then you can just put $site ID. Let's go ahead and try that now and see what happens. Update site. Refresh. Update. Okay, so that means it's not supported. All right. How are we going to fix that? You're going to go back edit site. And that's a post. And then we're going to say action. We'll say update site, and then you have to slash. You're going to have to say $site ID. You have to pass the ID. Why? Because then that is exactly what we're expecting. We're saying update site, and plus you have to pass the site ID. Okay. And yeah, go back and refresh again. Update. All right, what is it saying? Update site. So we got two of them, edit site and update site, which is not what we expected. So how do we fix that? What is my update site? Let's see. Okay, this is the form and edit site, and this is update site. So what you do, you just put slash. You gotta put slash. That means I'm going back to the root level, and start from there and then go. Okay, because if you don't mention, and then it's gonna look for inside. So let's try that. Make sure we're not violating that full trust. There we go. You're about to update the 18. How about if I enter something that doesn't exist? Okay, so now it's basically saying, hey, you want to go back. So I can't go back. So what I'm going to do, we have to decide we're going to send it back to where. Watch. So right here, we don't choose to redirect to user site, right? We're updating. And let me just double check. Edit site. So how about we send it back to the edit site? Edit site, redirect to user site, which is fine. Return. The site does not exist. Test it for now. And then refresh. Okay, so for some reason the get does not exist. Let's go back. So because we can't do the get. Update. And then when I do the 999, okay, update site. It's trying to send me to update site and it doesn't exist. I got you. So we're gonna go back to the web. See the update site. We're gonna have to say match. And then right here, we'll just put the array. We're gonna have to accept the get both and the post. Let's see if that's gonna fix the problem. Okay, this site doesn't exist. So we'll come back and remove this guy. And then what we're gonna say is We are going to come back to the edit site. Just give me a second. We're gonna have to send it back to here, okay? Send it back to here. So if it doesn't exist, you say, I want to go back slash, and then you'll come back and say $ site ID with a message saying, sorry, this site does not exist. Well, unfortunately, the site does not exist. We know that, so we don't want to do that. That's going to be defeating the purpose. So I will send it back to, I guess, user site is fine, I guess. Yeah, this is fine. That's perfect. All right, let's try again. So update, and let's go ahead into 9999. Boom. Sorry, the site 99 does not exist. Beautiful. That's exactly what I want, okay? So if you're trying to edit something, does not exist, guess what? I'll send you back to here. I'll send you back to the list. Okay? All right. So if you don't have it, guess what? You'll have it. Update. You're about to update 11. So now I'm going to show you how to update. That's the easy part. So a couple of things we're going to do. We're going to update. I'm not paying attention to any validation at the moment. I want to show you guys, I want to teach you how to work with the functions first, and then we'll talk about the validation. That comes after. So update site, and then right here, what is it exactly I'm looking for? This site, right? Let's do the for each, and then we can go back and probably do, let me do the for each first. So I'm gonna come back and say, hey, request all. All right, so give me all the inputs. Let's see what's gonna happen now. If I refresh, very good. So I have this name, thumbnail, description, keyword, URI, user ID. How do I do this? Let's do, let me do for each here. Let's see if I can do the for each. We'll do for each. All right, and then request all as $ items. And then I will unset the item immediately, $ item. And that is this guy right here. I don't need that token. I need everything else, but not that one. Gone. It's out of the way. Now I'm feeling much better. So next thing I want to do is I want to get the field name. Field. I can put this value if I want to. That makes sense to you guys. Okay. So that's good. Now I can come back, say, $ site, and then boom, boom, one, and then I can say field, $ value. I think this is gonna be good. And then go outside, you can just say $ save. Let's give it a try. It may work. If not, we'll fix it. You guys ready to go? I know you're kind of confused here, right? Don't worry about it. I'll explain to you. Let me make it work first. Okay, so we're gonna come back and refresh. Cannot unset string offset. Oh, I see. I see. Cannot offset. How do we do that? How about we go outside and unset it here? Let's do this. I'm going to do $. Let's do the unset. You guys know the unset, right? So request. And then here, I'm going to just say underscore token. Let's see if that's going to work. Token. Okay, so it's pretty much looking for the token. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say if not, okay? So I'm going to say if $ field not equal to underscore token, then do this. Okay, let's try that one. Token. Hey, hey, it's beautiful. So let's go ahead and update something here. Okay, so I'm gonna say updated. Yay. I'm gonna say updated keyword. Wow, that's beautiful. It's working. That's exactly what I expected. Only thing we have to do is just we need to pass some type of message. Let's do, what are we doing? Update site, edit site. Okay, are we doing edit site? Okay. Are we doing the back, right? Add post, user ID, update. Okay. So now, how do I know it's doing it? Submit, updated. So open up the database. Okay. And go to sites, data. I'm trying to update this one right here. Okay. Keyword. Oh, wow. I did not save it. Oh, yeah. It's not saving it. So let's go back and see why. I'm glad to find out. Uh-huh. What could it be wrong, right? What could it be wrong? Da, 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 da. Let's see.